capital of the Italian world.
Wait until y'all hear about buckwheat.
Sorry, huh?
Sorry, what slur did you just call me?
I was
It's
about
not
to
a
say.
slur. It's a grain. It's a grain. It's not good. It sticks to your teeth and it's horrible. It's very popular in Russia. They make porridge out of it. They make drinks out of it.
You wonder why
They put it
everyone
in
is
bread.
pissy in Russia, and then you find out they eat something called buckwheat, like, and then your answers
Oh,
are
it's
just
not
there.
called that in Russian. It's called grecha.
Creature is what it's called in Russian?
No, grecha.
You're just saying
Grechicha.
creature with a G.
I'm going to bash your head in with this bottle of Red Bull.
Bottle of Red Bull? You're holding a can.
Shut up! It's a can. Shut up! I'm going to bash your head
The
in with
accident
this.
was 20 years ago. Calm down. It's over.
Austin, I want to kill off Thomas next Thursday. I need to. Please, let me do this. Let me have this. I am met by silence.
Anyway, the recording started.
How do I be sounding now?
Bad.
Okay, well, I'm on the
Started.
computer.
Well, how are we
so-
all doing tonight,
Mhm.
guys? Let's have a little bit of light socializing while I pipe out this last
Wait,
sentence.
Question, Anya. So if you go to the so if you go to the microphone settings in Discord, which of them is selected for the input device?
I have a very stupid question. Where do I go to check that? Oh,
Okay,
it's
so
right there.
you've got your computer, you've got your, essentially if you click on session VC and open up the big screen, at the bottom you have your disconnect, your video, your share screen buttons, all that jazz. Microphone
Mhm.
button is also there. If you click on the little arrow to the side, I'm gonna send a screenshot of how it looks.
Slower than sin. So.
Oh, great. I can't hit Anya. All right, I'll be right back, guys.
Lamau.
Anya, I sent it in VC chat how it's supposed to look. You click on the little arrow thing, and
now I
then
can
you
hear
see
it.
your input devices. What is the input device there?
Hold on.
Wow.
Voice act. No.
It's essentially okay. There's
Default.
so input device default. What other options are there?
Community.
Did you
How
say
we
it again?
sound. It is communications, which is what I'm on now.
Okay. Is there any other options?
There's the default.
You keep cutting out. Hello?
Oh, this just gets a bit better and better.
We have the players, but we don't have the mics.
So we will not be doing stereo mix, which is the last one because it was.
Yeah. Yeah.
Indeed, it was. Oh,
No, you sound more or less fine now.
Okay.
okay. Are we all good
Oh,
to
my
go?
notebook. Wait. No, we're
Oh,
not
for
good to go.
fuck's sake.
I just do notes on. Wait, don't you use Obsidian? Why do you need a notebook?
I need a
You write
physical.
it all down first.
I write stuff down in a physical notebook first. The notebook is fucking like it's. Oh my god! It's almost like it's a quarter of the way filled.
I don't even think we've hit session 20 yet, so good job.
We have.
Okay.
Wait, I
I lost
think.
count. Regardless, we're starting. Shush. Nope, no more. Alright. How's everyone doing tonight? How are we all doing? Wonderful. So,
Pat,
any questions
also.
before we jump into the recap?
Where's my parents?
Oswald doesn't have parents. We never made them, so they don't
Oh,
exist.
no. He just popped into being one day fully formed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh my
You
god,
know.
he's literally me.
Yeah.
Anyway, so Ugh, God. Last time, bringing back an old one on Slug Terror. Horrible show. Never watched that. We had a bit of a extended excursion into that is still ongoing into the catacombs of Nerevar. Now, while we might have not really been warned per se of such a place, we did know a little bit of the rumors and tiny portions of history. We delved in not only on a job, but also on suspicion of a certain pink-haired fiend, that bitch, Luciana.
None of us have figured out it's Luciana. We don't know this.
You can figure it out.
What the fuck are you talking about? That's just a pink-haired mage running around.
Anyway, other than that, as you continue to explore the catacombs, having a excursion with something, some tunnel-dwelling fucking hobgoblin. Oh wait, there's an actual thing in D&D. I can't say that as an insult. Regardless, you continued. You met one Rimakath, the Many-Faced, supposedly a Fey entity who has dealings with Andros' past. What dealings? We don't really know. But we'll get there eventually. Revealing that the courts themselves have both of them have a vested interest in Andros. What that interest is? Fuck knows.
You don't really know.
We didn't get that far.
Can't be anything good. It's Fae.
Great.
It just can't.
Now,
Hey. This is
Other than
technically a
that-
Fae, so let's cool it
following
with the facism.
following an argument and
the
what,
anti-Fae remarks.
let's not say fascism because that sounds like written out. That looks a lot closer to
Fascism.
fascism than I like.
Yeah.
They're both
Right.
bad things, though.
They are for different reasons. Anyway, other than that, we continued further in, taking the, I believe it was the right pathway presented to us in the pseudo aqueduct, if it was a spherical room-like area, and continued on. We passed by a bottomless pit, or seemingly bottomless, wasn't actually, that Boris fell into. We had to deal with Lump, the dim-witted little freak that he is, learning how to fly.
Call him that.
I'll call him what I want. I've made his character.
Okay.
Now, regardless, we met the two NPCs known as Saint Germain, for all that might sound pretentious, and Ophidia. As for why they were down there, supposedly what they revealed to you is that they are looking for something which can either fix or at least temporarily fix Germain's paralysis. As for how he got it, an embarrassing jousting story and competition, and relatively speaking, an accident. Nonetheless, you slept. Yvel's going to enter a dream with the Keeper. Now, is there any questions before we begin, before we jump in? Anything at all?
No. None on my part.
Nah.
Oh,
Okay. Give me a second while I pull up something, because I had some plans written down on my phone, and I forgot to open them on my notes app because I'm stupid. Ah! Where's my password long? Ow. Oh, bad noise.
I scuff. Scuttle.
Now, second. Without further ado, we shall jump into tonight's session.
Please no, not the French.
So, Luciana is on her return, so we will jump into tonight's session. Vive la résistance.
No.
Let's go. Now, Yveld, when you fall asleep, how do you sleep? Because you're not someone that has the best of it current experiences with finding a spot to rest. How do you sleep? What do you use to set up? Do you get snuggly? Do you get comfy? What's up?
Fuck no, dude. Yvonne literally finds a more or less flat area, rolls out this pretty thin bedroll, and just lies down on it, on her back, face up, with straight.
So a freak is what we're saying.
I have established this
Or-
since day one about Yvonne. Like, this is not new information.
Okay. So as you lie
It
down
might be
on
to
the
Andros, but like,
and the
Yes,
two
it
other
is.
MCs.
oh
yes,
yeah.
it is.
Anyway.
I would like to reconsider my position in this party.
No, you're stuck with us.
Oh boy. Until I die.
That can be arranged. So as you lie down and immediately drift off to sleep in relatively eldritch means of capability, you begin your drift down, your descent, and immediately there's these wafer-thin strands of golden dream. You don't even touch it, you just certainly are it. And you're waiting for something to happen. You're suspended and weightless. There's this heaviness to your heart. You've got this child's voice that's quiet and easily lost in a crowd. You try to shout and be heard, but there's only one little tiny minuscule star in a sea of thousands that can hear you. It only understands a fraction of your words, but it tries. And that's gotta be enough. Life goes on beyond your control, as it always has. That's the curse of your own creation. The things you build are not your own. And then another star blinks into existence. And this is the first time this happens, where you drift amongst this space of thought and feeling, and for the first time find some semblance of solidness as you feel the perspective of a dreamer. And you hear the thought of, I am the last speaker, before you drift all the way down. As you continue to descend, you just don't quite know how to react or think about that. It's not as if you're incapable of thought or feeling while you're experiencing this, but it's certainly challenging to find any semblance of grip. You're fully down. Deeper, darker depths. So you come to that same space of darkened water, this expanse of midnight, lit up only by bluer lights. Cerulean maybe, but at this distance it's hard to tell. And as always, the only time it's not been there only once, there's this ever-present rumbling shift of movement throughout this space.
Hello? Sorry for not communicating with you recently. It's just a few very busy days and weeks, and just in general, it's been very busy. The good news is, I think well, it's nothing as solid, but I do think I have a lead. I've gone to Felwinter's library and tried asking about, well, you, and do you know where you are?
Is that the question?
Yes.
Is the shifting and the rumbling, this long, arduous. You'll eventually hear a voice from amidst the mass. That knowledge has been long lost to time. And there's a faint kind of pause on the last word, as if it's questioning, and that's where the voice breaks off towards the end. Unsure.
Well, okay. I have a hypothesis. Felwinter's library functions in a very interesting manner in regards to visually pointing you to the information you are seeking when you, well, give a query of sorts to this basin you have. And when I inquired about you, it's not any particular section that lit up, it was the massive domed window in the ceiling that opens up to the astral sea. And these lights, they were there. I think you might be in the astral. I'm not entirely sure. I don't have any concrete evidence, but I think that might be the case.
I'm gonna roll something real quick.
Uh-oh.
Nom check.
Alright, you get muted now.
I take 69 psychic damage.
No, you're lucky. So, as you say the statement of, I think you might be in the astral sea, is this pause for, I don't understand how that could be the case. The astral sea relies on intellectual capacity to move. And I am so very slow.
I'm not entirely sure how that would work either, but, well, maybe it's an artificial feeling of slowness. I mean, if you're confined to a small space and you feel very big in this space, you would feel like you're moving slowly. You would feel like you're not covering a lot of ground. Maybe. I've never been to the astral sea. I wouldn't know how that works. But it could be a possibility maybe you're trapped in area there of sorts. Also, guess what I can do? And Yveld is going to whatchamacallit. Yveld is going to use prestidigitation. Sorry, no, dancing lights is going to some dancing light, and is going to try to make them look like these blindingly white coordinate dots that you would see on a map. If I'm able to cast that.
Make an intelligence check for me. Not for the spell itself, but for what you're trying to do with it.
That got. Yeah. So that's a 7 plus 4. That's a 11.
The quadrants themselves, you feel some familiarity to them. 3 points glowing much brighter than the rest. And there's this sense of, not amusement or something condescending, but a soft acknowledgement of your capacity to grow beyond the power you've been given.
So good news is I've kind of figured out magic. Well, okay, specifically in regards to spell inscriptions, and I've been mapping it out. I can't really show you because my books don't go here with me, but I have been mapping it out. I think I'm onto. I'm not entirely sure what it is just yet, but it's just. It's like reaching into a dark box, not knowing exactly what you are looking for or what you will find, but feeling something brush against your fingers and you just know it's what you're looking for. I think I'm onto. We're currently in the catacombs also. And because I did decide to follow, is there anything more you could tell me about the ancient theaters that is down?
That is the question.
Yes.
Which one?
Did Remakath mention anything about two in multiple?
Not to your knowledge.
There's more than one?
The silence is a yes. Like,
Oh god. Well, shit. I'm going to be honest, I'm not sure. How many of them are? Four. Okay. Oh shit, we're gonna be here for a while. Okay, that does complicate things slightly. Is there anything of note about these four thieves? I know we don't have a lot of surface level.
rush me, asshole. Okay. One is where the Defiler makes his lair.
The Defiler? Who is that?
Axor. Tobas Dragon.
Uh-huh, yeah, we were told. What about the other three?
The other three are not close enough to you right now.
Sorry, a bit off topic, but are you aware of my location on the material plane? Not just in terms of what you can see, but in terms of where I am.
Only when we communicate like this.
Interesting. Okay. I'll keep that in mind. Okay. Also, we encountered a very curious individual by the name of Remakath, who I believe is some sort of fey being. He was. They were very willing to provide us with information in exchange for a smile, and I decided not to risk it. But do you know anything about them?
Trickster and deceiver. They show many paths, but only lead to one.
Which is?
Their enjoyment.
Okay. Question, DM. Would you all know about like the fake court? At least like in terms of the fact
No.
that there are two of them.
No. We've been over your research.
No, I know. I was just making sure.
And also, just so you know, light's starting to grow darker.
Okay. There was something else I wanted to ask and I forgot. Oh shit. Check. Real quick. Eh. I've been thinking in regards to the instance that we had in Off-Trend, I believe, in regards to dreams starting to bleed into life, and you assuming that means that I succeed in bringing you out. Why are you so certain?
I'm simply hoping.
well, if I actually, manage to succeed in regards to your release, where would you go after?
On the sky.
Trying to figure what the fuck that keeper means by that.
Sure. This is your final
But
question.
why do I? That's 5 total, I believe. Yeah, that's a. Wait. Do I have any? Do I have any inside modifiers? No, I don't. It's a 5 total.
Nope, no idea.
What do you mean by that?
And it's too late.
Oh no.
Because you already asked your last question.
Yeah, I know.
And you're now drifting back off into blackness. As you wake up, there's nothing more beyond this quiet, humming pulse of a everlasting light spell cast in the center of the place. No warmth, no heat, because it's not necessary right now. Everyone else asleep, except for Jermaine. Is that all you do?
Yvel kind of just like sits upright, and just sits there for a second thinking, and then is going to take out their Book of Shadows and just kind of unfurl the horrific map-like mess that it is now, and kind of just continue their research in regards to figuring things out and figuring out the connective tissue of all this.
Absolutely. Oswald, remind me how many points you're on?
Hold on.
I think it's 1 or 2, I forget.
So many fucking tabs. Ah.
1 second, I'll be right back. My headset's fucking.
It says 0. I don't know if you've added any since then.
No, I haven't. Okay. So I need to know. Cool. Right. Now, if that's all Yvel's doing,
Yes.
I'll take a long rest.
Yippee!
And the supposed night passes you by uneventfully. What do you guys do when you wake up? What do you guys want to do? Where do you want to go? Because in terms of location, there is the way back by the pit, and then there is that double door leading further in.
Yvel is firstly gonna approach Oswald and Andrews and say, okay, so I have information, specifically that apparently there's not just one ancient theater here. There's 4.
Sorry, 4?
Yes, there's 4, and only one of them is actually close to us, according to the keeper, so I'm suggesting we check that one out and just hope that's the one we're looking.
Alright, I suppose. Not much else we can do. Are the 2 other people still here, or have they.
They're still here. No, they're still here. They're just not intruding on your conversation right now because they have
I was
basic
just
human
wondering.
decency. Oh, you're all good. I get you. So what do you guys do?
Deeper in we go?
I think we do. I mean, dang it, I forgot to ask it about your theory, Andrews, in regards to the people we were sent here to look for.
Ah, yes, my theory that I said 3 weeks ago. Could you remind me of what I said?
Andrews proposed a theory that there might be a chance that like someone was fucking with us in regards to saying that, oh, there's people in the catacombs you should look for, because given that like the fact that there is no information we have on these people, it might be the case.
Yeah, I remember now.
Yeah.
Now, as your conversation comes to at least a pause momentary, Ophidia's gonna cut in and just go, I'm terribly sorry. Who is the keeper?
A research colleague.
Make a persuasion check. I had to think about that one.
I'm not good at persuasion. Could it be deception?
You're not lying.
Yeah, that's fair. I'm not good at persuasion. That is a 4 minus 1 for a total of 3.
So lucky. So lucky that you're the defendant here.
Oh my god.
They got a 3.
Oh my god.
Right.
He'll just gives a big smile and nods.
Right. Well, the theater is only over that way. If you are wanting to come along.
Are
Still?
you? Come, yeah.
Well, we're
we're
still
going
looking
there.
for Axor's horde, so we're not.
Axor. Yeah, he's in there.
Yes, we know.
Yes.
If we're not looking to intrude, we simply only want one item. After that, we'll be well on our way, so you don't have to worry about us hijacking anything.
Oh, we're not looking for the. We're not looking for Axor himself.
We definitely won't stab you in the back or anything.
Do you say that out loud?
No, I'm making fun of how you fucking said that.
Listen, man. Sometimes people just sound sketchy. They don't have a reason to be. They just do.
Yvonne does. Oh, the only reason Yvonne doesn't sound sketchy is because Yvonne makes an active effort not to sound sketchy.
Yvel is also neutral evil.
She really isn't.
You put that in your character sheet, not me.
I did not put that in my character sheet.
Your alignment says otherwise.
I swear to God, did you fucking change my
I didn't
alignment?
change it. This is how you left it.
I did not leave it like that.
Anyway,
I know that.
regardless,
What?
shush.
You fucker.
So, at your admission of the keeper being a research colleague, well, if you're all ready, we're more than happy to be off.
Yeah, I think we're ready to go. I am at least.
Yes,
What's
I'm
wrong with the rest of you?
prepared. I have a newly
Wonderful.
grown Boris.
I can't actually like bang
Yeah.
on the desk or anything, so you have to give the no hoof noise. This is a session.
Yvelda's gonna go over to the new Boris and just like pat him on the head. Scratch
Oswald, does
behind
he
the
look the
ear.
exact same?
Yeah.
Yeah, I figured. Oh. As you get ready to head out, leaving your campsite behind, what's your marching order, guys?
That's a good question.
Depending on how dark it is, Yvelda's casting dancing lights. I'm thinking, does anyone want to lead? I think, maybe Boris
I
should
guess
lead.
I'll follow behind Boris.
Gotcha. Find detector in front.
Also, do you think we need, like, I don't know, an extra scout? I could send Lump out. The scout ahead, Lump could warn us with a noise. I'm gonna summon Lump. You can make
Yes.
noises, right? You make noises. Yeah. Yeah, there we go.
God.
He's so smart.
It's unsettling to look at.
Well, then don't look at him. Avert your
That's-
eyes. I don't know.
I can't look away though.
Well,
You just see this amorphous blob, Andros, just
It's got
turn.
a couple of feathers in there and something that resembles a beak.
Right. You see like the beak portion just turn, and at this point, you don't know if it has eyes or not, but you can tell it's kind of it's being a shit.
Mm,
You can't see any eyes, but you can tell when it's looking directly at you.
yeah,
Mhm.
it's unsettling. I believe I was quite clear.
You'll just like carefully like scritches a lump where the ear hole of an owl would be.
Right. Well, nonetheless, as you start to head off, Oswald in front. Who is second?
Yuval's gonna go second. Oh, actually, Do the two guys with us have any opinions on marching order?
Jermaine's probably gonna go last unless someone else wishes to. Ophidia does not care.
Yvel's gonna go second.
Okay,
I'll go
Andros.
second to last. We'll put Ophidia
Okay.
between me and Luna.
Absolutely. If you need to just turn around Shanker, you've got her right there where you want her. Got it.
I just think Anders doesn't want to be right next to Lump. Who's
That.
sitting on Yvel's
Mostly
shoulder
that.
right now.
It's mostly that.
Anyway, so
He's
as you
delightful.
as you head through the double doors, these sort of paneled glass windows in the center of them swinging open, you come into this rather odd-smelling place, not room. Very specific on that front. With the ground itself is this kind of almost moss-like texture to it, though it is a gray lichen-like material, or lichen, however you say it.
Like,
Lichen.
Lichen. In any case, as you step on it, from around your feet sprout out these small spores that almost look as if they were contained within the lichen itself before pulsating out into the air and covering the area in sort of soft, almost dancing lights, soft white lights that light up the area for a decent amount of space. And the more you travel, the more the area is lit up. They're not harmful to you. And you see
Yet.
this place is... Yes. Last of Us Part 2. Anyway,
wait until we get a spore druid in this bitch.
Why'd you have
Yeah.
to make it part 2? Why couldn't
I
it
don't
have
know.
been the good one?
I don't know. Anyway,
Yeah.
you
You're
see these
right.
large winding stems, or stalks, rather. These objects which are like thicker in width than Boris is in length. And as you look up, you see the undersides of these tall mushroom, like structure is the best word you could describe them as. The underside of themselves is kind of softer purple. There's several slits in which that light pulsates from. Numerous streamers almost. This orange fabric fills the space in between, connecting these hanging ropes to one another, symbolizing, showing that this place has been at least lived in to some degree. And here and there you see hammered into the giant mushrooms themselves tiny little doors which lead to the inside. Though the space itself is silent, dead, decrepit for probably decades. As you travel through this space, another 10 minutes or so, you start to see the path form up ahead into an exit. Take one last look around before you eventually step through, and it's a memory of what once was. As you continue through. And as you do, I believe Andros is at the back. Andros, what is your passive perception? You're not at the back, but you're second to last.
Oh, 13.
Okay. With 13...
I'm about to get spanked.
No. You hear this soft kind of... And you turn and look, and off to the left, maybe some 100-odd feet, you see something which has not been seen in Kiasmar for quite some time. This small, staff-wielding figure of a Myconid.
Oh my god.
A small, toadstool, humanoid individual, complete with the red mushroom cap with the white splotches on the top. A softer, pallid white body that's almost amorphous in shape. The one limb grips a stick. These two larger black eyes looking at you. No mouth to make this sound. Watch as you leave, and as you go to step through the doorway, just turns around and rounds the mushroom. You don't see it again.
God, I love my kids so much. They're great.
Now, I need you all to roll a perception check for me, please.
Wow.
I'm good at those, I think.
9.
Oh, absolutely not. 4.
9 and 4, okay.
17.
Thank you.
So that's... Let's see what this is in terms of group perception. Oh boy. That's a 10. Alright. Now, as you continue on this journey, the waxy pallor of the mushroom textures giving way to, once again, stone and wood materials. This one much more lighter in color and palette. You feel more of a sense of, not relief, but definitely... Apologies. But definitely a contemplation. There's this sort of weariness about the place. You can't quite put to words. Oswald, you're up front, aren't you?
Yeah.
Yeah. What's your pace of investigation, homie?
15.
15. Wonderful. I would like you to roll me a dexterity saving throw with advantage.
Whoa.
Oh.
Fireball. We're all
I
dead.
don't need to roll a second time because that's a natural 20.
For a total of, my friend.
24.
Thank you very much. 24.
I was just about to say, maybe that should be a...
You see the... You see the trap, or at least trap is a relative term before you can even spring it. And you stop Boris immediately for doing so, and the whole line stops up. Ahead of you lies this crisscross of hexagons that make up the floor space. And further in, this is only because of investigation. This is technically considered a trap, or else this would be perception. Further ahead, you see these shadowed, hazy after images of humanoids. You've stopped about maybe 2 feet before you stood on. And judging by it, doesn't appear to be harmful, though it is certainly odd. This expanse of hexagons makes up about 30 feet of the floor beyond you. They cover every inch of it. There doesn't appear to be any way to pass over it unless you can fly. Or climb. If you would like, you can roll me an Arcana check.
Woo! 13 plus 8. 21.
In your time reading adventure novels, Oswald, how enthralled were you with dragons?
Dragons are so cool! He knows about
The
dragons.
Yes, the mighty beast that every hero must slay to get to the top of the tower, like in Shrek. Okay. So you know that certain dragons have their ways of guarding their lairs, and not all these ways of guarding are inherently harmful. Given that you are approaching a dragon's dominion, and you guys do know about this, you can probably assume that this is one of the more lower end methods of knowing who arrived and who hasn't, because from what you can barely see further in, those hazy individuals appear to be after images of people that traveled before you. And what was the Arcana, sorry, just so I know?
21.
21. Well, the 21, it doesn't take you long to discern that even though that this is just draconic power imbued in the stones, this probably has to reset itself every cycle of 24 hours.
These after images, do they look like people are trapped?
No, they look more as if like how do I put this? Just a blurred figure. They don't look as if they're trapped. They look as if they are.
Like a soot stain?
No, it's actual. They were actual like 3D models.
Oh, okay. Oh,
They're
boy.
essentially like blurred holograms.
Huh, that's-
Fascinating.
What even is that? Question, how long does this thing stretch on for?
30 feet.
30 feet. You're just gonna pick Lump off from their shoulder and say, okay, I want you to fly over to the side. Do not touch the floors. I'm assuming it's activate this. I really hope it's not the walls. Just don't touch the walls or ceiling. Yeah, I know. And I'm gonna use your vision from that side, and you're just gonna just throw it to
Before it
kickstart the
stabilizes
flight.
and has this odd jerky, like half flight, half kind of trying to jump up in the air before plummeting slightly, before it eventually does make its way over.
And then Yvel's gonna switch to Lump's vision. Yvel's eyes just go into this pitch black.
It feels oddly slimy.
What does?
Lum's vision.
No, it's Yvel's got into it before. Yvel doesn't fucking mind.
No, but this time it feels more so.
Oh, it feels more slimy.
It feels like you're wading through mucus.
It happens.
Gross.
It's the price you pay for having Lump. It's a very
What a
fair price
cursed
to pay. He's-
fucking being.
What
love
what
him
have you
so
made?
much. I genuinely don't want to ever use him in combat because I don't want to put him in harm's way. Ever. I don't care that I can resummon him.
So, you look through his eyes. Are you stopping him just beyond the hexagons, turning around to look like what's there, or look beyond?
First look what's there to see if there's a way to manually deactivate it.
Does not appear to be.
In that case, Yvel's
You can
gonna
attempt to roll, but I don't want you to waste your roll on this. More than likely, probably not, considering this is actively imbued by the dragon just living.
Yeah, no, I figured. I was just making sure. It's more so a thing of okay, in that case, yeah, I want to look what's beyond.
Does Lump have dark vision?
Yes, Lump is an owl, technically.
It's very slim technically, but yes.
That's
It's like-
technically.
There's giant. He's an owl, but in giant quotation marks.
The rest of
It's
the
an
tunnel
illusion of
further
owl.
on,
Owl flavored.
the rest of the tunnel further on is shaped like a almost in terms of its shape, like roof and walls and floor, like a pizza oven. Except if this pizza oven could be about what are you fucking doing that noise for?
I just imagining pizza oven fried lump.
No,
What?
don't fry
So
my boy.
imagine a pizza, but it's all dyed black, and then you've got lump that's pizza fried.
No,
Anyway.
don't pizza fry my boy.
Anyway, why did I say pizza fried? It's fucking oven baked. Whatever. Baked lump.
No.
Anyway, it would be essentially a pizza oven shape, except the actual height from floor to the top of the ceiling, the arch, is about 40 feet. And it widens out to about 30 feet, 15 feet either side, 15-foot radius from the center.
Right. I'm going to call Lump back. Okay, so how are we going to deactivate this thing? Actually, Yvel's gonna take out a charcoal stick and just toss it on one of the hexagons.
Are you aiming to toss it and land, or toss it and it rolls?
I'm trying to activate it.
That doesn't answer my question. I need you to answer that part. Toss it and make it stay where it is, or toss it and make it roll, so once it lands, it keeps going.
I think for this one, we're gonna roll it.
Okay. So you toss it about 10 feet. Just underarm, quick huck. It lands this charcoal stick, and there's a slight pause before a single. And as it rolls, you see this blurred after image of it. It doesn't appear like there's any damage done to the stick.
Is there any change in these because okay, from what I'm understanding, it's hexagons and laid on the floor.
Yeah.
Is there any change to these hexagons visually?
Doesn't appear to be.
Okay. DM. I know you would not be the most knowledgeable about this kind of thing, but I have a theory, and I'd like to roll an Arcana check to potentially check it out. Oh, holy shit! Everyone's here.
Arcana check to check what out.
Essentially, my theory is that this is not so much a thing of like, oh, we're gonna vaporize your entire being, so much so as it's essentially a register of who has passed through.
Sure, roll an
Could I
Arcana check.
check if this thing is gonna try and kill us if we pass through it?
Roll an Arcana check.
That's 11 plus 7, 18 total.
Appears to be a register of those who have passed through.
Also, I think it's more or less safe to step on these. I don't think this is
More or less?
more
Okay,
because
you go first.
Boris?
well, I'm gonna roll something for you, Val.
Please walk across.
And Boris will walk across. Oswald, just to clarify, you do have a rough guess that these things probably reset every 24 hours, and currently there are 6 forms on there, not including the charcoal stick. Boris will move up at this slow plod and begin stepping across, and it's not too long before you hear that faint "Yeet," and Boris's after image is left there. No more after the single one, no more.
Does he make it across?
Yes, he makes it across.
Oh, nice.
Well,
And then he
didn't
died,
blow
no.
up. Well, he didn't
It's
blow
safe,
up,
and
let's
then he
go.
steps on the landmine.
Yoel kind of looks at and she says, "See, we have wars to test this kind of thing."
Yes.
True.
So
Shall we?
We shall, I think.
We shall.
And then we
both Jermaine and Ophidia will follow after you guys. But
fucking cowards.
hey, man,
Cowards.
Exactly.
my
Cowards.
NPCs want to stay alive. Fucking sue them. You can stab them in
I
the
will
back
sue them.
later,
No, I wouldn't
or
do
the
that.
front. I don't care. I wield the
DM.
cloak of daggers. Yay.
Are the NPCs gonna stab us in the back later?
You can roll an insight check if you want.
I don't know if you're bluffing or not.
Oh God.
No, you can.
I'll
roll
roll
one if
it.
you want. Oh no!
I trust these guys.
Oswald can roll this. Oswald can roll.
Alright, I'll roll. I feel like I'm being bullied into it.
I
Use Oswald.
tried.
How the fuck did I roll a nat 20?
Minus.
2.
Yeah.
Jesus.
Oh, that's why you wouldn't let me do it.
Yeah.
It's funnier if Oswald does
So,
it.
God.
Good
Are they
point.
gonna stab us in the back?
With a nat 20. Yes, absolutely. No, I'm kidding. For now, their current intentions towards you and your troop seem to be relatively non-hostile.
Out of character, we took a long rest with them in the vicinity, and they could have.
Yeah,
They
your watchdog
didn't
being Yvel just went to sleep with you guys, and
Yeah.
they didn't do anything.
I mean, Yvel did only sleep for an hour, but it's an hour is enough to do shit as
Stabbed
well.
you in an
They
hour.
could have stabbed us. Who knows? Maybe they
Fine, I
wanted
guess
to
we
help
can
first.
trust them.
Unless they were waiting for REM, in which case that would be an hour and a half.
Yvel doesn't experience REM.
Anyway, yeah, that sucks. Anyway, as you continue on, who is in the lead still? Not including Boris.
Me?
Yeah, I'm assuming we're
Is
keeping
there any
big
of you?
with the same
Okay, Oswald,
marching
are
order.
you, and by extension that, any of your party paying attention to these other individuals, as in the after images?
I think Yvel would take a look at them.
Yveld can do it.
I'm
Oswald
also,
is.
because illusion magic is absolutely my jam, so I'm taking a look at this.
Absolutely. So you see out of the 6 individuals, there are 5 of them wear dark browns, grays, and blacks, each wearing a cloak. One appears to have a barrel of some kind strapped to their back. It's really hard to tell faces, but the one in the lead of the retinue is wearing a lighter blue cloak with the hood up. To discern anything more than just the baseline, you would need to roll investigation checks.
I think seeing the light blue cloak, there's something clicks in Yvel's
Oh, yeah.
head.
Oh yeah.
And Yvel is actually going to approach that one and take a closer look. Oh boy, that is sure is going to be a closer look. That's an 18 plus investigation, right?
Plus investigation.
That's
Oh,
a
yeah.
25 total.
Thank God I'm surrounded by smart people.
A what, sorry?
Thank God I'm surrounded by smart
No,
people.
you failed. You failed, dumb,
Oh.
dumbass.
Exactly.
Okay, Yuval, what was that?
25 total.
25 total. Where, for most people, just passing glance, this is just a light blue cloaked wearing individual. You start to see the lighter pallor of the skin. And at first you're like, No!
Oh
And
no.
you see Casima's face, but that malevolent expression is fit for no other than
Identity
Luciana.
theft is a serious crime.
In any other world.
Yvel just stands there for a second, like mouth slightly agape, just looking at this after and just kind of just goes,
Is everything all right?
Luciana? I
Pulls out
look at
sledgehammer. What? Where?
Damn.
no, look, the after image. That's her.
Hmm?
Masquerading as Casima.
Hmm?
What in the hell's?
A fill-in, please.
You're absolutely right. The resemblance is astounding.
What the fuck's she doing here?
Nothing good.
Oh, absolutely not. I'm more so worried about the specifics. She kind of looks at Andros, kind of just goes, it's a very long story involving a very small town and a very messed up individual. I'm going to fill you in on the details later.
Sorry, intern. You're gonna have to get those deets later.
Yeah, well, wouldn't you
And,
like to know, Weather Boy?
No, Yvelda's actually, Yvelda's gonna actually say after that, oh, 1 second.
That is
Yvelda's
what it
gonna,
does, sir.
no, Yvelda's gonna say, okay, we should still keep moving.
Yes, perhaps we could hope
I
to
think we
catch
should-
her.
I mean, yeah, but also, question, do these after images look like they're traveling together? All 6 of them?
What was your investigation?
25.
Oh, yeah, okay. Absolutely. There appear to be the 5 cloaked, darker cloaks appear to be in kind of a, what the fuck am I trying to say here? A V shape but then Luciana in the direct center front of all of them.
I
Very
mean,
odd
Vendetta.
flock of geese.
Hmm?
A very odd flock of geese.
admittedly, as much as that would be appreciated, she isn't traveling alone. She's got 5 others with her, and she points to the formation. And we don't know how long ago they were really passed here. I mean, who knows? Maybe the catacombs killed her.
Oh yes, we might have gotten lucky.
There's a kind of
She
weird
did get
stuff
caught by
in-
those ghosts.
Do you think it's the ghosts?
No, I mean You brought up that she might have died. I brought up that she was not experienced enough to get. Never mind. Should we go? Maybe we could catch
Yeah, we
her?
should go. And Yvolda's gonna essentially start walking next to Andros, as essentially Yvolda kind of just says, "Okay, so a while back we Oswald, I, and a couple of others ended up meeting up in this very small town of. Have you ever heard of Brentwyn?
And just to answer your question, no.
No, I have not.
Yeah, well, I don't
yeah.
expect you will.
Is
Yeah,
it,
Yvolda kind of gets a very awkward look as kind of just goes, "Yeah, thought so, you're not gonna hear about it.
Oh, what
Um,
happened? Did some terrible beast wipe it off the map?
You looks very hard, as you can see. Well, not a terrible beast, unless you count it in the metaphorical sense of Luciana being an absolutely demented maniac.
Mm.
Yeah, it was a whole situation with the night. We were there on the night of communion, which is apparently this local thing where a bunch of ghosts roam the place. A very unpleasant ordeal. Um, we then ended up trying to figure out what the hell was going on and going to this keep, and there we met Luciana, who was trying to do something. And when we returned to the town's property, we realized that all of the people there were just gone. And you know how you know what they say about it. People are history too. And Luciana apparently
They
exchanged a
say
piece of
that?
Aren history.
They say that?
Yeah, sometimes. And apparently Luciana exchanged a piece of Aren history for knowledge as an apparent sacrifice to Omnigul, I think it was. Yes, it was Omnigul. And so, well, obviously we were all very upset with that information. Um, and well, there was a bit of a situation, and then she did something and disappeared. And we've kind of just been trying to figure out what the hell is going on with her. Also, speaking of which, we should Oswald, after the catacombs, we absolutely should hit up those astrology guilds.
I suppose we should.
Yeah, it's in one of the to-do lists. Ziel kind of like looks in one of the notebooks. But yeah, that's kind of what has been going on, and the fact that she's apparently in Nerevar is not good, because like I said, she's an absolute maniac.
She left the town off the map. If she's in the capital,
I'm not entirely sure that she's gonna wipe out Nerevar like that.
But
it's
could
not
she?
outside of the realm of possibility.
I mean, I would prefer to, at least for now, hold on to the idea that that's not what she's doing, because
I mean, if
looks
people are
very
history, I mean, if people are history, history is knowledge, knowledge is power, people are power. Sacrificing a small town would be dust compared to the capital.
I
Sorry.
think we're
No,
walking and talking, right?
yes, we
Just
are.
double
We
checking.
are.
Yes, yes,
Yes.
yes, yes. I'm not. Don't worry. I will not make you just stand here and talk until you just tell me you're walking.
Admittedly, I would honestly prefer not to think about that for now, because the implication of that is not something I think any of us could actually, well, definitively deal with. I mean, shit, if she actually is trying to do that, what are we going to do about it?
Stop
Get
her,
out of
I
town?
suppose.
That is what I was saying.
I guess.
We're
Thing is, she probably is
doomed
going
if
to
we
once she realizes
don't.
it. And Dill kind of just looks at Oswald, and I'm going to cast message to Oswald as Dill kind of mutters.
As you start with the me speak to everyone else of.
That's not how it sounds. Honestly, it sounds just like. It sounds almost as if Yvalda's like speaking backwards. That's how Arcane's actual verbal components sound like.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Shut up. Anyways, as Yvalda sends a message to Oswald, wrapping a bit of copper wire around a finger. Remember that Rorik guy, the one with the weird ass cat?
Yes.
Remember
I
how
think
he
it's that
said the
mascot.
god of fate doesn't like us?
Yes.
Remember how he referred to us as fate breakers? I don't think we were meant to survive Brenthwyn.
Oh yes, I knew that.
Yes. What makes you think we're gonna survive this if Luciana tries something with that nerve?
Well, we broke fate once, we'll do it again.
What? Yvel
It's
drops a message.
clearly
says,
not
"What the
very
fuck?"
structurally sound if we can
You'll
break it so
drops-
easily.
Oswald, my heart.
Oh my god. Yvel drops messages that and actually says, like, what the fuck makes you think we're gonna get lucky a second time like that?
Did I zone out or did you do a telepath thing?
I'm still standing.
Telepath
Yes.
thing.
Yeah, kind of. Sorry, just there's been a lot going on. Oswald, no, we're not going to. I don't think we're gonna get lucky. In regards to what Mischief said, yes, this whole thing with us kind of bending fate is a big deal. And I don't think that if Luciana tries something like that again, and we're gonna be, in the area of effect, so to speak, it's going to end well for us.
So,
There's.
Yvonne's gonna grab Lump, look at him, and say, I want you to fly ahead, avoid any danger, avoid any confrontation, anything like that. The moment you see any actual danger present, or any living people moving around, or any living creatures, yeah, living creatures is better, I want you to immediately fly back and report to me, okay?
that's complicated. What's Lump's intelligence score? I'm gonna roll a check for him.
Oh god. How intelligence is Lump?
It's like a 2.
It's a
Is
2.
it a 2?
It's literally a 2.
What's the minus for that?
-4.
Okay. Okay, that's a -3.
Jesus.
Lump's gonna go.
Okay,
and take
just
off flying.
Dio's gonna call after. Don't get into danger. Come back to me if you see creatures.
You don't know if it's hurt you.
I'm just hoping at this point.
You got no idea, really.
No, I
Okay.
don't.
So, this whole time, by the way, the reason why there's not been much reaction from Jermaine and Ophidia is that they're in their own quiet, hushed conversation about
Yeah.
15 feet behind you. Not as if like they're trying to hide it from you, just that you're in your own conversation, they're in theirs. Now, stone and wood timbers begin to give way to actual paneled wooden walls. You start to come to the outside of a hallway of some kind. You see a long red carpet that takes up the center of this place, slightly patterned in gold. And you begin to see finery. Various jeweled adornments hanging from ceiling, whether that be chandeliers or other such paintings and iconography. Ahead of you, the hallway continues on to a almost caved in section of a wall, leading to some warmly lit interior further beyond. You see that the caved in section is almost covered in this veneer of gold. It looks as if it's been melted onto it and left to harden and solidify. And those of you who practice arcane magics, which is all of you,
Arcane squad,
begins to
let's
feel-
go.
the air begins to
Yeah.
feel a lot thicker, like heavier, almost like pushing through a syrup to get through. And you hear a video from behind say, I believe we have arrived.
Lump,
As-
come back.
Lump's waiting.
Oh, okay.
He rolled a -3.
Oh.
He's waiting ahead of you.
Okay, that's. Well, at least he's not just continually flying forward until he bumps into danger. That's
You're
something.
watching. So as you get closer, you actually watch. He's on that like broken section of the wall that's caved into the next room. He's on like the top left part of that, and he's just continuously attempting to peck with his beak into the actual wall itself. The beak, every time he pecks, kind of gets pushed in like a switch knife.
Oh no.
So you see this amorphous blob kind of.
Ooh. Okay, that's.
This thing lives in pain.
I don't think he has the capacity for pain. You're gonna approach Lump, put him on her shoulder. Thank you very much, buddy. Okay,
Sorry, little one.
Could I investigate the wall he was pecking in?
It's a giant hole to the next room.
Ah, could I look into the hole?
Absolutely.
What's in the hole? How big is it? Like, is it big for like us to get through?
It's big enough for something of the huge variety to get through.
I don't like how you said that.
Literally,
Because
they know.
most dragons are huge, so we're going in there to fight a dragon.
Considering the nickname from the server profile, I think something about Vihar is about to happen.
No, I just chose this one for you guys.
He's just quirky like that.
Anyway, the room itself is this, from what you can see, large, spacious, wooden theater. Appears to be two upper levels, at least one to the close end of view, one to the far end, and scattered throughout, from the vague parts you can see, are these various benches, whether they are overturned and whatnot, but heaped among them, across the carpet, across the long forgotten instruments and various other implements of entertainment, is enormous amounts of wealth. Out of all of you, which one is the most paranoid?
Not me.
Not me.
Oswald,
No
I want
thoughts
you
head
to-
empty over here.
Oswald, I want you to roll me a perception check and add a +5 bonus to it.
Ooh.
Oh, so it'll have a +3.
Yippee.
That is a 17.
Wonderful. There's this slight rumbling to the place, not unfamiliar to denizens of the region around Domusmar, of earth tremors. Not earthquakes, we're not there yet, but tremors.
Uh-oh.
My favorite movie.
And as someone that is not not extremely well versed, not like an expert, but definitely has a passing interest in dragon lore. Certain effects happen when dragons die.
No.
Some of those effects can be harmful, and some of those effects can ruin ecosystems.
This will have a great negative effect on the trout population.
Rips the trouts. But as the room continues beyond you, what do you all want to do?
Now, I don't want to alarm anyone. I would hate to do that. But I think a dragon has just been murdered.
Consider me alarmed.
Excuse me?
Now, it's only a theory, but things tend to happen to the environment in which a dragon makes its lair should the dragon find itself deceased. And tremors are not excluded from the list.
At this, there's from Ophidia, there's this kind of like look of disbelief. You can't really tell what Jermaine's expression is, considering he's got a helmet on. But he looks and says, I'm sorry, my friend, but are you certain?
Well, I don't see any dragon corpses currently, but
Also, not all entered, just so you know. Your own.
I suppose we'll find out should we delve in further.
What did I miss?
A dragon's dead.
A dragon has possibly been murdered.
Do I see remnants of murdered dragon?
To go in the room.
Should
Go
I
in the
send...
room.
Do we just go in, or should we maybe send Lump and Boris to scout?
Yes, we should send the pair of them inside. And whatever terrible fate befell the dragon will befall them. Excellent idea.
I think we should just send in Boris then, and you're gonna like kind of like.
No, we should send in Lump
No,
alone.
no, we should send
If
Lump as well.
anything.
We should
Because
send
I
Lump
cannot
as
see
well.
through Boris's eyes. And, like, he's talking like this because he's getting very upset and fucking nerve-wracked now.
Yes, understand. I mean, yes, that is a fair point, but consider this. Lump's only been alive for for 2 days, and it would be
And it
very
was a
unfair
life
to.
well lived, wasn't it?
It doesn't.
No,
A short life does not make the life less worth living. You can't just
Yveld,
keep him.
I'm going to ask you
We
this very
need him.
kindly. Please send the freak of nature into the death room.
no,
That
no, I'm not gonna. Yvel dissipates Lump to the pocket dimension.
Well,
I'm gonna roll
Okay.
some. They'll just let's at a frustrated huff and say, "You know what? Fine, I'm going to go in." Yvel goes in.
Okay.
Boris and
Before,
Oswald
ideal.
follow in soon after.
I cast dancing lights to add a bit of illumination to the space as well.
Oh no, you do not need to.
Okay.
As you enter into the space, Yvelt, if you've ever been to a theater, what's the first thing your mind is just? What's the first thing you look towards?
Your answer's not the stage.
No, it isn't. It's like once again, obviously this is kind of personal bleed, I guess, but like, do theaters in like in Kirkismar have like massive chandeliers? Usually, the Goodwood theaters, I mean.
Some of them do.
Yeah, I think it's just the ceiling, looking at like chandelier. Then it's the stage. Then it's balcony seats, if there are any.
I said first thing. I
Yes.
didn't say first five.
I gave you the first three. Fuck you.
Now, in any other place, in any other theater, you would look to the chandelier. As you round the corner, however, you cannot take your eye from the center stage. While the stage itself, this is much more of a kind of a lower key mock theater. The stage itself is covered with these numerous rugs of different makes and qualities. You see a broken down piano off to the top left part of it. Slumped across it are numerous swaths of various wealth, potentially some magical items, potions, and just overall the upper echelon of whatever you could hope to find in a treasure hoard. And then lying atop of that is the distinct form of an adult topaz dragon. Its its scales long since lost any luster they may have had. The backward wings of the skeletal bone structure, and then these gossamer thin silken blue sheets between them, long since lying inert. The crystals themselves that make up the spine lying around it scattered, long since lost their magic, and the eyes that are jeweled, dull, the mouth hanging, slack-jawed open, with a long carving slit from just underneath the chin to down to about where you would imagine the heart to be. And now that you've entered the room, there's this smell, not of decay, but of like squeezed out oranges.
Everybody knows the smell of citrus means death!
That reminds me of something. This is me out of character, not remembering, but you've mentioned that before.
Yes, in the necromancy teacher's lecture.
Yeah.
This this motherfucker eating oranges!
But as soon as you round the corner,
So once Yvonne sees goes around the room, she is gonna resummon Lump back into her shoulder.
gotcha. As soon as you round the corner, both Ethidia and Jermaine just kind of stop dead before Ethidia just races over and begins scrabbling through, not attending to the corpse, but scrabbling through the heaps of books at the dragon's feet. And Jermaine kind of awkwardly hobbles over, and you see in the back where his spine is, where that same kind of totem is that grants him the ability to walk still, is puttering in and out. Oswald, the rumbles grow a little bit louder. Not noticeable by anyone else yet. What about you?
Yvonne's going to call out into the opening. Yeah, there's a dead dragon in here. Nothing
Oh,
is
they've-
killing me so far, so I guess it's
Oh,
fine.
we're in
You
the
Oswald.
room
call
with
call this out. They're with you.
Yeah. Oh, okay. So, sorry,
Yeah,
I didn't
my
realize that
bard's
Oswald
yelling.
and Andros entered the room.
They
That's
said.
okay. Sorry, I missed
Yeah.
that. My
Yuval's
bad.
just like, it's fine in here. And they're like, yeah, we
Oh,
know,
hi
we're
guys.
right here.
Yes, I'm right
Um,
here.
I'm gonna get over to the dragon, and Yvelle's gonna cast guidance on herself. As she said, once again, puts hand on her shoulder and says, "Lend me the knowledge of life." And I would like to, I guess, roll either, I don't know, like, I know this would be investigation or medicine. I want to determine what the fuck killed this thing.
Uh,
I know it's I know you described a slit carving from the heart to the throat, but I wanted to know, like, do whatever needs to be done to determine how exactly it happened. Like, what weapon was used, if it was a weapon, if it was a magical cause of death, if it has any, I don't know, internal organs that are like visible missing, anything,
sure.
anything.
This would be medicine.
Okay.
Performing an autopsy on a dragon.
Yes.
Welcome
Before,
to
before
D&D.
we go with your one, keep that result in mind. Andros, Oswald, is there anything you guys want to do?
I'm headed to the stage, like, for sure. And I'm trying to think about something I could do and whether or not it is. Oh, wait, no. Never mind. I am not playing main healer. I don't have Revivify. I was going to Revivify this thing. I can't. Which means magic items.
What
You're looking for magic items? Make me an investigation check.
Hell yes.
Keep that result in mind. We'll go back to you in a second. Oswald?
He's just gonna. He doesn't really know what to do himself, so he's just gonna kind of stand by Yvelde with the big old hammer in his hands, just looking around warily, just muttering
Absolutely.
under his breath, kind of really fucking nervous.
Yeah. You would just catch these murmured, desperate whisperings of Ophidia as she's still digging through various literature. But Yvelde, what was the medicine check?
That was a 15 plus 1 plus 3, so 19. Yes, I'm so good at math, you guys.
Is Yvelde interested in dragons?
I think that for a short while there was this fascination with them, and then she moved to studying aberrations.
Fucking bitch. Sorry. A
Don't
little bit
judge
of Willow slipped out in the DM.
Yvelle's special interest. I know we all
In
know
any
your
case-
dragon bias.
In any case, Oswald, now that you have gotten closer, there's this amidst the very overpowering orange stench. There's this smell of like freshly pressed linens. That's mostly coming from the head of the dragon. And given that you are someone that, used to read about various heroes killing such creatures, metallic dragons have something called a sleep breath that you would be not familiar with, but at least knowledgeable about. But Yvelde, from inside, I wish I had my dragon book. From inside the wound, there doesn't appear to be anything really missing, though. There's also no struggle. This is a clean cut, and it's not done like someone jumping up and letting gravity take them down. There's no resistance to this. There's no sign of the dragon trying to fight back. Given what you know about the majority of dragons, that's not liable to happen. As for the cause of death, it does appear to be the actual carving into it. But the suspicion is there as to how the carving happened in the first place. You don't just walk into a dragon's hoard and slit its throat and get away without some kind of an injury.
Huh, okay, that's certainly interesting. This thing didn't put up a fight.
How old does it look?
It's a huge one, so it's an adult.
didn't put up a fight. It was.
If you want anything more in terms of age, you would have to roll investigation.
It didn't put up a fight. The wound's clean. Even if you were trying to kill a dragon, you wouldn't walk away unscathed. Is there anything like, I don't know, could I roll maybe investigation to check if there's any like signs of someone being here? Like in regards to like, I don't know, like blood splatters on the floor that aren't the dragons, anything like that? That shows of the fact that like, yes, there was at least like some, well, not even a struggle, but like
There
blowback,
are definitely
I
people
guess.
here because remember, the hexagon after images only last 24
I
hours.
know that. It's
So you
more
can
so
roll with
that.
advantage, was what I was going to
Oh,
say before
okay.
you continued.
Sorry.
So good.
Sorry. Okay, that's a 17. That's a 7, so 17 plus investigation, right?
Yes.
24.
There are. You see in the actual stands, this place is remarkably devoid of anything like rot or decaying wood. There's not even like a hint of damp. Apart from a large swathe of something that hit the bleachers or chairs. Sorry, I forget what you actually call them. Benches.
Mhm.
And in various spots there are numerous large holes where the outer edge of them, the wood, is just this decaying, rotting black. And topaz dragons breathe necrotic energy. Definitely looks as if there was a fight. And what was the investigation total?
24.
24. Your eyes trace the pattern of how this breath swaves across the landscape before it appears to kind of, almost like a hose, begin to get nozzled tighter and tighter and tighter to the point where it becomes just a line right up until the start of the stage, where it cuts off abruptly. And that smell of linen, if Oswald would point out at this point, you would have noticed it.
Sleep breath. Still
Right.
wafting out of its mouth.
What sleep breath?
Oswald, you see that the sides of Oswald, first off,
Sorry,
you know what sleep
I
breath
was
is.
taken aback by this, just the sincerity of such a dumb question of sleep breath. What could that mean?
Yuval doesn't fucking know what that is.
What is fireball?
Yuval
anyway.
doesn't really study dragons a lot of the time.
Anyway, Oswald, you would see that at the sides of the dragon's mouth, Axor's mouth, the teeth themselves have been shattered and almost as if they've been caved in or exploded outward. Can't quite tell because of how messy it is. And you see that the glands on the inside of like the lolling open lower jaw that secrete the sleep breath themselves completely burst.
So, here's a question.
Yes.
How easy to create alchemically are explosives?
How good are you with alchemy, Oswald? Is that something you practice in?
No, but he might have met a fucking alchemy nerd when he was in college.
Ah, yes, the infamous College of Alchemy, Beagleboo, where they make such. Oh, 1 second, let me check. There's actual rulings for this. Give me one moment. Alchemy supplies. It's part of a long rest, homie, so yeah, no. Not right now. If you want to make an explosive, that's gonna have to wait.
No, I'm asking, for, forensics and shit.
Oh, fuck it, clarify! I thought...
I didn't know!
No!
No, I thought you were
That's-
talking about, what the DC would be, how difficult it would be for Oswald to figure this out. That's what I thought you were talking about.
No, sorry, no.
We're running an
apologies.
autopsy here.
I
We're
thought
not trying
you were trying to
explode
make
things.
explosives for some reason. I
What?
was really confused.
That's on you, bro.
I just like blowing stuff up.
You do.
Okay, so what are you trying to discern, Oswald? What do you want to glean here?
Did they, feed the thing a fucking bomb?
Sure, make me an investigation or medicine check. Your choice.
Do
Like
medicine is
something
D20.
inside probably blew up. Investigation. That's a 16 plus 5. 21.
You do see, funnily enough, not anywhere really directly near the dragon's mouth, but on the stage, there's shattered debris that doesn't fit. These ceramic pottery-like things, and you're struck with memory as you remember the same ceramic mines that the fugue used on you months ago, or a month ago.
Oh
rather.
my god. He did explode the fucking
They
dragon.
did somehow manage to get an explosive inside the dragon's mouth, and now that you're building a picture, presumably irreparably damaged the glands which secrete the sleep breath, which knocked it out. This room is not big enough for this thing to fly in. So, most likely, trapped, contained to the ground. Once it's out of its breath weapon, sure, you'll lose a couple of people to the claws if you're unlucky, but it's relatively easy to take one of these things down if you know how to. Down, dragon.
Does Oswald relay that information to Yvonne?
He probably mumbles the details under his breath.
Do I catch them, DM, with my passive
Sure.
perception of something 16?
Sure.
Wait, are you saying they exploded the dragon's mouth? Who does that? I mean, okay, that's admittedly that is a
Mask.
yeah, probably. She would do that. She would absolutely do that. Okay.
For what? There's still so much here.
Ophidia has still not stopped searching for whatever they are looking for.
Maybe.
And we'll cut over to Andros. What was that roll for investigation?
I'm 20.
A
Total.
what?
A 20. Total.
Absolutely. So, you find you're looking exclusively for magical items, correct?
Things that are shiny or interesting.
Okay. These are shy. Well, in terms of interesting, it's honestly sorry,
Take your time.
losing my head. You find a decent amount in terms of shut up. You find a decent amount in terms of jewels and coins, but for most of it, doesn't appear to be a lot in terms of magical items, apart from a couple of things. You see this small figurine of this gray little raven. Kind of buried coins. You see a ring which appears to be this wooden band that's entwined by these ivy vines. You see this luxurious, perfectly symmetrical red robe with a high collar that has this very gaudy, long, flowing train. And you also see something else that's kind of hard to get at first, but you manage to dig it out. It's this almost leathery in texture, green mask. An almost Oni-like face with these large jutting out teeth from both upper and lower jaws, wide eyes, that almost insectoid in terms of the actual composition of the sclera. Apologies. White tribal-esque markings upon the eyebrows and lower chin, with almost like a lion's mane, spindly wooden branches sticking out and jutting out in this odd, almost trail off. As you look at it, you just get more unsettled by it. It's a mask of some form.
Okay, so I grab everything.
Okay.
I'm put for interest of keeping my hands free. I'm putting on the red robe.
Okay. Well, that does require attunement.
You buffoon.
Huh?
Well, I can attune later. I can just wear it right now.
Oh, I know. So, as you gather these items up, the rumbling begins to get a lot louder. This kind of what was once only discernible by Oswald actively paying attention, now transitioned into a louder and it doesn't sound just like rumbling, it sounds almost like a growl. And there's an innate sense of fight or flight that kind of shoots through your spine as you're all kind of stuck with a moment of pure unadulterated terror before it goes away.
Did you guys hear that?
All the while,
Hmm?
Ophidia is still digging for the books, just muttering, no, 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 no.
And just the rumbling, did you feel that?
Yes.
Um,
Andros looks like he has robbed a Claire's, basically. He has so much shit in his arms.
You see that
Yeah.
hideous green mask, like it's fucking disturbing.
He does have he put the mask and the robe on, so Andros is gone.
are you? What are you wearing? Don't put on
Cool stuff I
weird.
found.
Don't put on weird shit you find in a dragon's hoard.
You
What if
see
it's hurt?
Andros. You see Andros just to fuck with Evel, just like snaps his neck back.
Ugh. Okay. Ophelia, I think we should probably get out of here.
Just a moment, just a
I
moment.
don't think we might not have a moment. I don't know what the fuck these rumblings are. There's just. Hmm. Okay,
Oh,
we
remember
give it
how we
maybe.
found out this place is alive? I don't think it likes us being here. It's just a shame. The
That's
speed
even more
is
reason to probably
From
get out.
further, so Jermaine has worked a bit further away. Walked a bit further away. And is now more towards the entrance, and you hear him just call over. Whatever you're doing over there, do it fast. And it's like it's calm, but there's an element of urgency. And Ophidia herself is just still not stop clawing away through books, and you see there's just a pile behind her.
I'm gonna
Alright,
approach.
I'm back. What have I missed?
That dragon's alive.
No, it's not. It's not alive.
a bad
It's not
dragon?
alive.
Who the fuck is in my bed? No,
No, it's not alive. The
It
rumblings
is
are getting
most
stronger.
likely a bad dragon.
The rumblings are getting stronger. The catacombs might be
12-inch in girth.
expressing its distaste of us. And Yvelda's gonna approach Ophelia and say, "Okay, what are you looking for?
I just the
What does it look like?"
fuck. It is it's a trilogy of books on the front. It's titled the Ignicarmenon.
Are they in an omnibus?
Shut the fuck up.
I have to ask. Well, you've called it a trilogy. I would hope they would all be right there together.
That's
Well,
a really
if you'd
good
let me
question.
continue, Oswald,
Never.
I'm gonna kill you before this campaign's over. Not Oswald, you.
Me?
What
She
did
goes
I
on.
do?
She goes on to say, they're bound together with these dried, leathery husks of
Okay.
astral dreadnought eyes. I don't know.
Astro didn't. What? Okay.
What? That's in
big.
character,
Okay,
by
that
the
is
way. What?
I know,
That
I
is kind
figured.
of quickly. Okay, Lump, you heard that? We're looking for 3 books tied together. Got it? Look. And Yvelda's gonna start looking as well.
Oswald's gonna
Uh,
look, and if any coinage happens to drop into his pockets, That's completely
Yes.
coincidental.
Over the course of
Yeah.
this
in
next
regards
Oh,
to
five
and
that,
Andros has filled the robe pockets and his actual coat pockets with gold.
Yvelda is mostly looking for like platinum pieces, although she doesn't see any because like they're easier to carry. But if she doesn't see any, she will settle for gold. Yvelda's also looking for spell scrolls. Yvelda's also looking for anything that just piques her interest in regards in the way of magical items or anything like that.
Okay, one moment. Andros, you've got
Mm.
about, in whatever change you want to do, not in platinum, so you can have gold, silver, copper to your choosing, 480 gold pieces. Oswald, you would gain over the course of these next 5 minutes, given that this is kind of a frantic search, you gain about 120 extra gold pieces. Again, not in platinum, whatever change distribution you wish to choose. Yveld,
480?
480, yes, Andros.
Here's my
Yveld,
coinage.
you would gain, considering your intention is split, you'd gain about 56 gold pieces.
Yeah, that's
Not
fine.
a crazy amount. No spell scrolls. And as the search keeps going and extends, once again, this rumbling pulse sounds throughout, and you get the sense this is not just like something to make beings run away. This is also like an alarm warning of get the fuck out.
Get the fuck out of my room! I'm playing
Oswald, I have a
Minecraft.
question for you before we go any further. At any point in this search, have you looked up to the ceiling?
When there's a rumble, he's gonna look up to see if the roof collapses in.
Absolutely. So you would see up above you this painted tapestry on the ceiling of a beautiful, if dark in terms of tone, painting of what appears to be a scene of Nerevar, or at least some other such city within Cricius Mar, the continent. And from the sky descend. At first, they look just like kind of a tidal wave of silver. Before you look closer, and they're just numerous upon numerous mechanical constructs, each taking different forms of humanoids, beasts, some even monstrous in nature, heralded by this darker, shadowed figure wielding aloft a torch as they descend upon civilization. You look up at this, and then the rumble sound again, and you're getting more and more certain this place is going to cave in. Ophidia needs to stop whatever the fuck she is doing and leave, or at the very least, you guys need to leave.
Ma'am, I'm sorry, but we're out of time. There's nothing we can do. If you haven't found it, now we need to leave.
You don't understand. If we don't have this book, there is a very good chance that we could all fucking burn.
We're all going to die right now if we don't get out of here.
I'm leaving.
I have to agree with Oswald on this one. We should leave.
Absolutely. As part of the building, like the building itself, begins to start caving down. This music sucks. I thought this would be so much better.
What are you
This is
talking
awful.
about? What's the tone you're going for?
Hold on. We're gonna go with the OG one for this one. A fucking YouTube playlist. I hate having to come up with chase music, so I don't do it, and I'm lazy. Ah! 1 second.
I have a lovely little playlist called Something Goes Wrong. It's very short, but it's some nice dynamic music. That's what you're looking for. I've sent it to you.
1 second. I think I've got it. I think I've got a decent one.
You can add these guys to it. They're pretty good, I'd say.
Okay, there we go. Well, that's better. So, as part of the ceiling above you starts to collapse inward, and I need all of you to make a dexterity saving throw.
Ah,
If you would not mind, also I would need one from Boris as well.
do you need one from Lump?
Oh, Lump's fucked, regardless.
Oh no, my boy.
Sorry,
Finally.
one for me and one for Boris.
Question.
I need one for you, one for Boris, yes.
22.
Oswald, given that you are aware and trying to warn her away of this, you you can make it with advantage. Not Boris, but you.
Okay. Well, that's better. For Boris, I forget what he gets for his pluses. Oh, he also has a +4. Oh, that's pretty good.
Nice.
Well, for Boris, I should say.
Do I have an action?
No, you have a
Okay,
dexterity saving throw.
That's fair. That's fair. Because I was gonna ask if I could summon Lump away, but sure, that's fine. Okay, 17 plus 1.
18,
18
22
total.
from Andros. What's it from Oswald and Boris?
That is a 19 for Oswald and a 16 for Boris.
16 for Boris. Okay, so those of you who succeeded, which is all of you, take only 3 points of bludgeoning damage. Lump's fucked regardless, so it does not need to make a saving throw because he will just. go
Do
splat.
I hear?
And you hear
a
this
distant
pain.
squeal? Oh no!
Oh, he flopped.
And
Ew, why did he
immediately-
flop?
Immediately, you're all covered in this haze of smoke. As you stand up and like dive out of the way of pieces of debris falling from the ceiling, you immediately lose sight of one another. We're gonna quickly cut to Yveld. Yveld, as you sit up in the haze, dust streaking your face and hair, you see off down to the right stretch, the area which was across from you when you entered, that same light blue cloak. It whips away around the corner.
Yveld is getting up, and Yveld is fucking booking it after Luciana as she's going to yell, I see Luciana, I'm going fucking after her. To
Oswald.
hopefully in the direction of Oswald or Andros. I
Absolutely.
don't know.
So you go and start sprinting for her.
Yep.
Oswald, quick cut to you. You hear Yveld shout, I see, after, and just off in the distance, you sit upright and there's a slight like cut across the cheek where a single like stone has just kind of struck you. Glasses askew, spectacles askew rather. You sit up with a warhammer and Boris at your side. Sorry, big ham. Apologies. Across from you, at a straight, is that lighter blue cloak.
Not the same place that Yveld.
Not the same. Well, you wouldn't know, but
Oh
Medela will know.
no. Oh, I know it. Oh no.
I'm gonna roll a check for Oswald to see if he cares more about Luciana or the last person from the Brentwin event. I will just say.
I mean, technically, Luciana's also a person from the Brentwood event.
We'll just say 10 and above. He goes after Yveld. That's an 18. Does he know where Yveld is? Can
In
he
a vague
like?
direction, yes.
Yeah.
So as you stumble throughout the haze, you just take off after her.
Yeah,
where you
he
think she
just
is.
grits his teeth. He couldn't really hear what Yveld was saying, but she might be in danger. He just shouts, "Boris, after me!"
Andros, we'll quickly cut to you as Oswald takes off, and you hear the metallic clangs of Boris's hooves on wood. From to your side, you hear this pain kind of grunt, Andros, as Ophidia herself has her leg trapped underneath a piece of debris. And as you look around the haze, there's no Jermaine to be seen or any of your party members. And she looks to be in pain. You can stay here and try to help, or you can leave. You don't really have a lot of time as the rest of the ceiling is beginning to fall in.
I'm gonna healing word her, or I'm gonna cure wounds her, and I'm gonna fucking help her move that rock.
Absolutely.
He's secretly a good person, y'all.
Make an athletics check and also roll your the hit points for cure wounds, please.
Oh, is she helping? Can I inspire her to get the fuck out of this rock? Can I do that
Sure, how do you
instead?
inspire her?
Fuck it. I kiss her on the forehead.
Okay.
Aww.
You're lucky she has a +4.
Yes, because I have a -1.
Absolutely. So,
Oh no, I have a 0. It's a jack of all trades.
right. So you cure wounds her, immediately the breathing becomes a little more stable. You hear off in the distance like panicked shouts from Germaine as she grasps the debris upon her, this fallen timber beam, and begins to kind of heave it upwards before shimmying out of it. Just looks at you. Where are your friends?
Very good question. Where's yours?
I'll find him.
I'll find mine.
Listen, if we part ways, there is a single thing. Ramiro Yoren is a wizard that's situated at the World's End Vault, southwest Kias Mar. If we can't get there, you must. Whatever did this to him, I just... And there's just this element of panic. When you try and share information with someone, but you're so stressed that you can't get all the words out, she chokes down those words, is what is present here. Before another piece of debris comes falling, I need another dexterity saving throw from you, Andros.
Okay.
Could you put those names in campaign VC chat? DM?
Absolutely.
26. 19 plus 7.
Well, she failed with a natural 1. So, as she says these words to you and chokes down and goes to say it again, you just see fear in her eyes as debris comes crashing down beneath the middle of you, and you instinctively turn your back on it and leap out of the way. As you come with this scrabbled roll, come up, your vision's kind of hazy, and you see in a darkened space, maybe 30 feet beyond you, the peacock tail feathers of a coat. But to the right, you hear metallic clanging of hooves. What do you want to do?
Is she alive, or did she get killed by
You
these
can't tell.
rocks?
You don't know where she is. Ahead of you, as your vision begins to sway and double, you see peacock tail feathers. To your right, you hear clanging of metal hooves.
I'll follow what I'm assuming is not Reem-McCaff, but I'm following it.
Okay.
Wait. No, I'm going to do this the smart way. I'm going to make it a roll. That's a natural 1. I follow Reem-McCaff.
Gotcha. Andros takes off on the straight. As we all exit our various exit points of the theater as it collapses down around us, we're going to call tonight's session there.
No,
A little bit
come
sooner.
on.
Oh my
You
god.
bastard.
But I need a little bit of time to plan now because Andros is apart from the party.
Oh no.
Oh boy, it's me! I'm the problem!
Well then.
Doomed us all.